Dr. Sri Najib claims trial to 4 corruption charges. Port Dickson by-election set for October 13. Good evening. Well, thanks for joining us, and you're watching the evening edition of News on 2. And I'm Muhammad Amin Carlos. Now, former Prime Minister Dr. Sri Najib Tun Razak today pleaded not guilty in the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court to 4 counts of corruption involving 2.6 billion ringgit in One Malaysia Development Berhad 1MDB fund, which were deposited into his personal account. Well, Dr. Sri Najib made the plea after all the charges were read out separately before Judge Azura Alwi. The first charge against Dr. Sri Najib was that he, as the Prime Minister, Finance Minister and Chairman of the Advisory Board of 1MDB, was alleged to have used his position to obtain gratification of more than 60 million ringgit between 24th February 2011 and 14th June 2011. On the second count, he was charged between 31st October 2012 and 29th November 2012 at the same place, and while holding the same posts, had used his position to obtain gratification for himself amounting to more than 90 million ringgit. On the third count, the former Prime Minister was charged with using his position between 22nd March 2013 and 10th April 2013 to obtain gratification for himself amounting to more than 2 billion ringgit. On the fourth charge, Dr. Sri Najib, as the Prime Minister, Finance Minister and Chairman of the 1MDB Board of Advisors, had used his position to obtain gratification of more than 49 million ringgit. Now, all the charges were made under Section 23, Subsection 1 of the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC Act and punishable under Section 24, Subsection 1 of the same law. Judge Azura Alwi then granted the former Premier a bail of 3.5 million ringgit with 2 sureties. However, his lawyer, Tan Sri Muhammad Shafi Abdullah, requested for the bail to be paid in staggered payments, with 1 million ringgit to be paid tomorrow and another 500,000 ringgit next week. Judge Azura Alwi allowed the bail payments to be made over a period as long as it was settled by 28th September. The Election Commission, EC, has set October 13th for polling in the Port Dickson parliamentary by-election. Its Deputy Chairman, Tan Sri Othman Mahmud, said the nomination will be held on 29 September and early voting on 9th October. Well, Tan Sri Othman said the campaign period for the by-election will be 14 days.
Ini melibatkan pelbagai perkara lah. Antaranya sewaan, bayaran kepada petugas dan pembelian peralatan. Dan satu lagi, kos ini melibatkan melebihi daripada PRK yang lalu, memandangkan parlimen ini terdapat 5 dun di bawahnya. Jadi kawasannya agak luas dan jumlah saluran juga agak banyaklah kalau bandingkan yang dulu.
The EC Deputy Chairman said this at a press conference after the EC held a special meeting to determine the dates at its headquarters in Putrajaya. Tan Sri Othman further noted that the EC anticipated 70% of the 75,700 voters in the constituency would turn up to cast their ballots. The by-election has been necessitated by the resignation of the MP, Dr. Daniel Balagobal Abdullah, 68, of PKR, to enable PKR President-elect Dr. Sri Anwar Ibrahim to contest the seat and become an MP. This is the 4th by-election since GE14. 3 by-elections were held previously for the Sungai Kandis, Sri Setia and Balakong state seats, all in Selangor. The state by-elections were held following the deaths of the assemblymen.
Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad today lambasted errant borrowers of the National Higher Education Fund Corporation, or PTPTN, loans for their untrustworthiness, which he said has resulted in unpaid loans totaling 36 billion ringgit. Well, he urged PTPTN borrowers who had the capacity to repay their loans to be responsible in settling their debts despite earning a low income.
In addition, Dr. Mahathir said even those who earned a monthly income of 2,000 ringgit should be committed to spending at least 100 ringgit a month to repay their loans.
They went to study in the universities in the country and abroad on the scholarships given to them, loans actually given to them. Unfortunately, when they come back, they don't want to repay the loan that they have taken. We have accumulated 36 billion ringgit of unpaid loans to the PTPTN. I am ashamed, but they are not. They are earning an income. They can very well pay, but they just don't feel like paying.
Tun Dr. Mahathir said this during the premier lecture at Residency University Technology Malaysia, UTM.
Well, a total of 98,462 students from Chinese and Tamil national type schools nationwide sat for the Ujian Pencapaian Sekolah Rendah UPSR or the Primary School Achievement Test today. Elaborating further, Deputy Education Minister Tony Ching said the students were among 440,743 candidates sitting for the UPSR this year.
Teo also expressed hope the student would achieve excellent results, but what is important is for them to stay calm to answer the questions smoothly. She also said that the ministry has also prepared a plan for any natural disaster during the examination period.
Kita memang sudah mempunyai SOP apabila bencana berlaku, apa yang harus dilakukan oleh guru-guru, oleh pihak sekolah dan juga semua agensi keselamatan, termasuklah bomber, termasuklah pihak polis.
The Deputy Minister told reporters after visiting Sekolah Jenis Kebangsaan Cina in Balakong, Selangor. This year's UPSR involved 8,100 examination centres and 54,253 invigilators.
Well, a man was killed yesterday, believed to have been shot upon returning back from work in Skudai, Johor. The 34-year-old victim was gunned down when he was still in his car in front of his house. And based on witnesses' account, police believe 2 suspects are involved in the incident.
Johor Deputy Police Chief Dato Muhammad Kamarudin Maddin, when met today, confirmed the incident, adding that the victim was discovered by his mother after hearing gunshots at about 5:30 p.m. The victim succumbed to his injuries at the scene, believed to have been shot twice from close range from a revolver.
Kita masih dalam siasatan bagi mengelak pasti punca kejadian ini. Dan berdasarkan siasatan awal, kita percaya inilah bermotifkan balas dendam. Kita akan menyiasat daripada semua sudut, sama ada pelibatan kongsi gelap, pelibatan lain-lain lah, aktiviti yang ke arah menyebabkan kejadian itu berlaku.
Dato Muhammad Kamarudin said police are also looking at the possibility whether the victim was involved in gangsterism or loan shark. The case is investigated under Section 302 of the Penal Code.
Well, 2 men believed to have killed a pregnant cat by putting it into a clothes dryer in Taman Gombak Ria recently pleaded not guilty to the charge at the Selayang Sessions Court today. Now, the plea was made after the charge sheet was read before Judge Rashia Ghazali. Now, the accused A. Mohan Raj, 41, worked as a taxi driver, while his friend S. Satya, 26, worked as a technician. And according to the charges, the 2 suspects and another suspect that remains at large were charged for committing animal cruelty towards the pregnant cat. They were charged under the Animal Welfare Act 2015, or Act 772, Section 29, subsection 1 of the same Act, read together with Section 34 of the Penal Code. If convicted, the accused will face a maximum fine of 100,000 ringgit or imprisonment of up to 3 years or both. The court granted the 2 accused an 18,000 ringgit bail with 1 surety and set October 16th for the case rementioned. Well, Pahang Road Transport Department, RTD, are still awaiting those with illegally obtained license or lesen terbang to surrender themselves to the RTD's integrity unit. And its director, Muhammad Abdullah, said they have until 12 October to surrender their licenses.
Pada pemegang-pemegang lesen yang tidak sah atau lesen terbang, untuk menyerahkan lesen mereka tersebut kepada mana-mana cawangan di JPJ Pahang selewat-lewatnya pada 20 Oktober 2018 dan sehingga hari ini 19 Oktober JPJ Pahang masih belum menerima sebarang penyerahan lesen terbang tersebut.
Muhammad Abdullah said this during a special ops held at the SPK Sanggang Enforcement Centre in Temerloh, Pahang early this morning. He added that they are willing to cooperate if relevant departments or agencies including the MACC, the Integrity or the Audit Department are to conduct an investigation into the matter. On September 13th, the Transport Ministry discovered that around 14,000 illegally obtained licenses were issued for the past 2 years. This is following the recent discovery of an illegal license manufacturing syndicate. Meanwhile, during the ops, 14 summonses were issued which involved various offences including driving with an expired licence and overloading of goods. A driver was also tested positive for the drug methamphetamine.
Well, coming up, government drafting quality standard for public transport terminals. Stay with us. Welcome back. Now, the Istiadat Letak Kerja ceremony was held earlier today, initiating the launch of ceremonies for the installation of Sultan Salahuddin Ibni Almarhum Sultan Badlisha as the 29th Sultan of Kedah on 22nd October.
The Istiadat Letak Kerja, held at the Balai Besar in the full tradition and custom of the Kedah Malay Sultanate, signified the consent of the Sultan of Kedah initiating the installation of His Royal Highness. Soon after the arrival of Sultan Salahuddin and Sultanah of Kedah, Sultanah Malihah Almarhum Tengku Arif, Dato' Bijaya Indra, Dato' Paduka Said Unan Masri Said Abdullah sought the consent of the Sultan to begin the Istiadat Letak Kerja ceremony. Sultan Salahuddin was proclaimed as the 29th Sultan of Kedah on 12 September 2017 to succeed Sultan Abdul Halim Muazzam Shah, who passed away the previous day. The Sultan is the 9th of the 14 children of Sultan Badlisha, Sultan Abdul Hamid Halim Shah, who reigned from 1943 to 1958. Kedah last witnessed the installation of Sultan 59 years ago in 1959, when the late Sultan Abdul Halim Muazzam Shah was enthroned.
Well, Malaysia is in the midst of reviewing the best method to implement digital tax based on models of several countries such as Australia, India and the United Kingdom. Deputy Finance Minister Dato' Amiruddin Hamzah said the survey is significant and must be completed before it is tabled in the Budget 2019 presentation scheduled for November 2nd.
To date, developed countries are currently imposing digital tax for online businesses. The robotics segment, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, cloud computing, blockchain, and various fields involving information technology and ICT communication technology.
Definitely we will. That's why we're getting inputs from all sections, all stakeholders, so that what we'll be doing is something that, well, of course, the government needs revenue for us to bring growth to the nation. But at the same time, if we need revenue, we've got to tax it somewhere. And taxation will be done in a way and in a manner that will be a win-win situation for the business community and the government.
Dato' Amiruddin Hamzah said this after delivering a speech at the second Kuala Lumpur International Sukuk Conference.
A quality standard for upgrading public transport terminals nationwide is being drafted to include various aspects for the convenience and safety of passengers. Transport Minister Anthony Loke Siu Fook said the standard is being developed through the Land Public Transport Agency, APAD, aimed at improving the quality of public transport and encouraging more people to use it.
Standard itu mesti diperkenalkan, dinaikkan. Kita nak orang rasa bahawa dia ambil bas macam ambil flight lah. Dia datang ke terminal bas ini tak ada perbezaan dengan ke lapangan terbang. Jadi adalah macam-macam kemudahan dan kemudahan diperkenalkan kepada orang ramai itu.
In addition, Loke said the standard is also aimed at improving public transport terminals to be on par with airports or the South Bandar Tasik Selatan Integrated Transport Terminal, TBS, BTS, in Kuala Lumpur. Logue said the matter would be implemented in stages depending on the financial capabilities of each state, with Penang, Perak and Malacca among the states with the capability to adhere to the quality standard. The minister said this at a media conference after visiting the Malacca Central Bus Terminal earlier today. Well, plans for the new Layang 2 water treatment plant are already underway to increase water supply to the southern parts of Johor. And according to Johor International Trade, Investment and Utilities Committee Chairman Jimmy Puah Hui Si, the project is at the discussion stage between the state government and the National Water Services Commission, SPAN.
Puah said at present the Sultan Iskandar water treatment plant in Sungai Layang supplied about 320 million litres of treated water daily for domestic and industrial users. Upon completion, the Layang 2 water treatment plant can supply up to 320 million litres of treated water daily for southern Johor.
We are in the process of construction of Layang 2. We have Upper Layang water treatment plant. We are in the process of building the second one, Layang 2. Water treatment plant. Water treatment plant, which should cover southern Johor. Because southern Johor use quite a lot of water, nearly 620 MLD a day.
So the water treatment
MLD.
per day.
Milliliter per day. MLD, which is quite high.
Puah said this to reporters during the Zinc Protect Steel from Corrosion seminar organized by Galvanizers Association of Malaysia and International Zinc Association today. Meanwhile, commenting on another matter, Jimmy Puah said the Johor state government is urging Tenaga Nasional Berhad, TNB, to build a new substation in the state in order to attract more investors, particularly to Iskandar, Malaysia.
The substation location must be ideal. I mean, don't open some place, in some ulu place or whatever. It must be some place where the government under Plan Malaysia and zoning, we know where we are going to develop.
Puah added that the state government is currently in talks with TNB to realize this aim, as investors will seek to invest in areas with adequate electricity and water supply as well as good internet access.
Coming up in sports, BAM looks set to appoint Rexy Mainaki for coaching director's post. All down, the Badminton Association of Malaysia, BAM, has announced at a special council meeting at the Academy Badminton Malaysia, or ABM, in Bukit Kiara that Rexy Mainaki of Indonesia is one of the candidates shortlisted for the coaching director's post. Now, BAM President Dato' Sri Norzan Zakaria said BAM will get in touch with Rexy to see whether he would be keen to take up the coaching director's post.
It's just, it's open for, we just shortlist Rexy as one of the candidates. In terms of approaching him, we have not done that,
Rexy, who was with Malaysia for 7.5 years from 2005 to 2012 as the doubles chief coach, is currently the high performance director of Thailand. Well, BAM today also announces Deputy Prime Minister Dato' Sri Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail as its new patron. And President Dato' Sri Norzan said the governing body welcomes Dato' Sri Dr. Wan Azizah as the new patron to replace the previous patron, Datin Sri Rosma Mansor. Dato' Sri Norzan said BAM is also confident that badminton will shine with Dato' Sri Dr. Wan Azizah as a new patron of the 2020 Tokyo Olympics in Japan approaches. He believes, as an individual who plays badminton, the Deputy Premier has always kept abreast with the development of badminton in the country.
Sebagai Timbalan Perdana Menteri wanita pertama, Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri Wan Azizah telah menunjukkan tiada apa yang mustahil. Kita sememangnya berharap dengan sikap kecekalan, ketekunan dan komitmen beliau tersebut akan dicontohi oleh para pemain, jurulatih dan pegawai-pegawai kami.
In this regard, BAM also thanked the efforts and sacrifices of the former patron Datin Sri Rosma. Now, Perak have claimed a hat-trick in the Malaysia Games, that Sukma football event, after edging Kedah 2-1 in the final of the 2018 Sukma
at Perak Stadium last night.
Appearing as the defending champions for the past 2 editions, the 15,000 Perak spectators were shocked when the hosts almost conceded a goal as a header by Kedah Aminuddin Abdul Bakar hit the woodwork in the 24th minute. Kedah again made some dangerous moves in the 37th when Muhammad Hidir slammed the ball slightly away from the goalpost in the 37th minute. In the second half, Kedah finally found the net in the 64th minute via midfielder Muhammad Fazrul Daniel Muhammad Nizam. However, 3 minutes later, Perak succeeded in equalizing the score 1-1 when Muhammad Alif Safwan Muhammad Salhuddin slotted in a cross from Muhammad Nazirul Afif Ibrahim. The equalizer inspired the Perakians in the 71st minute. Muhammad Ashraf Mat Pushni blasted the ball in the melee at the goalmouth for the winning goal. Perak had won the Sukma football event in the 2014 and 2016 editions. Meanwhile, the bronze medal decider, Sabah, beat Terengganu 2-1 at the Manjung Municipal Council Stadium in Lumut.
And that's all the time we have this evening. In our top story, Dato Sri Najib claims trial to 4 corruption charges involving 2.6 billion ringgit 1MDB fund. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. I'm Muhammad Amin Carlos. Stay tuned to TV2, and we hope you have a pleasant evening.